What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
You got it ready, folks.
Once again, what my shot at, bro? I thought we was talking.
I didn't know you drink hard like me, Sean.
Huh?
I didn't know you drink hard like
And we talking and sipping today. Okay, don't drink. We gotta drink for them.
Yeah, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
Y'all can drink from me. That's all right. I'm good with it.
What's going on, everybody?
Where you at on Facebook?
I'm on my page, and I'm on the Talk and Sip page
Okay.
on YouTube.
Oh, not on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. It's on my page, and it's on the Cup page.
The Cup page?
Yeah, I got a Cup page too. CUPP. You know, we doing things around here.
I see.
Hey! Once again, man, it's the Capo coming live from the game room with my partner, sometimes Top Dog, Big Mick. What's happening, homie?
What's going on, bro?
All right, man. You know what I mean? And tonight, we joined by mayoral candidate and hopeful, Mr. David King.
Thank you, sir. The next mayor, though.
Oh, the next mayor.
The next mayor. I'm
So,
trying.
You trying to get right on into it, huh?
Well, no, I'm gonna let you do you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get you so I can share on mine.
Oh, okay.
So, what is your?
See that?
And then
That was my page.
but I can't find you. That's what I'm saying.
You can't find it.
No. So
No, that ain't cool.
I know. So give me.
Sean Moore, SHAWN.
That's what I got.
MOO. Yeah,
This
right
one?
there, bro.
This one.
That's me.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah,
know,
that's me. You know, lie. And color though, you right here with me.
got you, sir. Okay. But you're not live on your page.
And I'm not understanding that because, as you see, it's
It says we
live,
live.
right? You know,
Okay.
it's
So
that we live. So
let me try something else.
yeah, try something else. Somebody watching.
Yeah, somebody watching.
So yeah. Anyway, man, we got some questions for you, brother. But before we do, you know, I want to talk about this weather.
Sure.
And they found 3 people dead in
No,
this weather.
they found 4.
4, okay.
They found
4 people. You know, first and foremost, prayers, condolences out to their families. You know, it's a terrible way to pass. And yeah, you know, my prayers, my condolences are with them. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. You know, as a city, as a county, as a people, we have to be responsible for us.
Yes.
If we're not taking care of us, man, you know, humanity is done.
That's true.
On a good note, for all y'all cheeseheads, you know, y'all somehow, you know, but you know what? That's how prayer works. Prayer works. I know a lot of Packer fans were praying the other night.
Well, I'm in mourning right now, so.
Oh no, bro, you ain't a Dallas fan.
Heck no.
Oh, okay.
Die Hard Steelers. Okay.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't think y'all was going nowhere, did y'all?
Teams of the 70s.
Right, yeah. You
But
know.
I don't know.
I left them in the 70s, though. I was smart. I got all
Well,
this shit.
I don't know, because even though we didn't go that far in the playoff, we still have a coach that never had a losing season since he's been coaching. So,
Mike Thompson, that too.
you know.
They'll
So,
find a way to get rid of them, though. I better believe that.
yeah, but the moment they say you got to go, somebody else gonna say, "Come on, right now."
Yeah.
You don't have too many coaches that go 17 straight years and never have a losing
The
season.
one thing I say
Went to
about
Super Bowl
the
twice.
Steelers, when it comes to coaches, so far they've shown that they're loyal.
Yeah, they
They
did
only had 3.
3 since '69.
So, you know, and as long as he's not losing, I don't think they're going to let him go.
Right.
I don't think they're going to let him go. And the league would really, you know, the noise around the league, right? The pushback around the league, letting go of Mike Tomlin, but you got all these bums still coaching.
Right.
right? It'd be a lot of pushback, man. So yeah. So man, you got aspirations to be the next mayor, right?
Yes, sir.
That's great aspirations.
Well, I always said that the problem that we have in our city is we just don't have real leadership. We don't have somebody that's really going to look out for the people. We hear the song and dance every 4 years. Oh, we got you, and it doesn't get better; it get worse. And so, we need somebody that's really going to stand up and be there for the people. Now, it might only
let me lead you into that.
Well, okay.
You just took over right away.
All right, I'm done.
This is our show, though, David. Yes, this is our. You know what? So let me give y'all some backstory, right? Me and David got history.
Oh yeah.
Conflict and confrontation at one point in time. I was working for the union, organizing for the fight for 15, and I was doing my job, and he was doing his job, and we had some clashes. It was never nothing physical, but it was, I believe, more a battle of the minds, and it came down to law and all of that, and we sit here today, able to have a conversation, right? Which we're about to get into, and hopefully, when people see this, it'll help them better decide on what they want to do. I'm going to also try to get the current mayor to come and sit with us, because I think it's only fair that we reach out to him too. Yeah. So let's get started with some of these questions, man. Well, we got some questions for you.
You know what?
And I think they valid questions.
When I saw your text, I said he set me up, but I'm gonna go anyway. I like setups.
Never set up.
No, I just say
never set up, man. And you should feel comfortable, because as part of CUP and the gang members, we try to pour into people.
Right.
So hopefully we can pour something out and to fill their cups up.
There you go.
I mean? So
I'm all about that.
My man.
So we're gonna get on with these questions. This is question 1. What motivated you to run for the position of Milwaukee mayor?
I love my city. I invested too much in my city. I spent over 30 years in this community, helping people get jobs, helping them get off drugs, coming out of jail, making sure they got what they need. Ran a transition home for men getting off of drugs, ran a transition home for single moms to get them back on their feet, walked the street from midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning, making sure everybody was good. I know what my city can be, but I also know that it can never be until we change leadership.
So let me throw I'm gonna throw some curveballs in here too, right?
Curveball, audibles, okay, come on.
Yeah, all of that, because that sounds like a great statement for an activist or an organizer, right?
Right.
But coming from a mayor,
right,
saying that you're gonna do all of that,
right?
How you gonna do all of that? Tell the people what the role of the mayor is.
I put it plain and simple. The mayor is the CEO of the city, which means that he is the head of the city, and his job is to make sure the services that the city is supposed to provide for the people are there. He's supposed to be able to make the city a business-friendly city, because government doesn't create jobs; businesses create jobs.
So your job, first and foremost, would be CEO, Chief Executive Officer,
Executive Officer of the city, and all the services that fall under the leadership of the mayor has to make sure that the services that provides to the people of the city are fair. For one, people feel safe. People will want to bring their businesses in and employ our people. communities can go back to being a normal community, that the normal is not hearing gunshots.
So I gotta cut you off right quick because and like I said, I'm gonna throw you some curve.
Come on.
Right? You say our people.
When I say our people,
I'm just our people in the city.
But when I'm saying our people, I'm saying the city.
Okay.
The whole city is our people.
I just want to
Okay. The whole city is our people. I'm not a mayor just for one particular group of people. I'm a mayor for the whole city.
Yes,
but the thing about it is this: the city is like your body. Whichever part of your body is hurting, that's where the attention goes.
Okay.
Okay. We got communities that's hurting that need some attention. Okay. And if you want to have
a lot of communities hurt, right?
You got a lot, but you got some majorities that's hurting right now. That if we will fix those, if we deal with the issues in those communities, then we'll have a healthier city, and other businesses will want to come. So
one more curveball, because our city is unique.
It is unique
in the government body that it has, right? Because the mayor and the common council kind of share that power and therefore that accountability.
Yes.
Or am I wrong?
Well, yes. Well, you can look at that.
Wrong.
No. What I'm saying to you is this: the mayor is the CEO. Okay, let's look at it from a business side. The mayor is the CEO. Each alderman is the vice president of a branch. Okay, and they're supposed to make sure that their area of the branch is healthy. Okay.
The alderman does.
Okay. And it's supposed to be healthy, right? It's supposed to making sure that they get the right service, the right whatever it needs.
Okay.
That's the alderman's job, because you're there to represent those people. Okay. And so when you look at it from that side, because everyone wants to try to say political, but political, when you just want to claim to be political, that gives you an excuse to do anything. But when you're looking at the office of a mayor or office of an alderman, you're saying, I want to serve the people. That's what you're going for servanthood. You're going to serve, okay? And so, but what we have right now, and the reason our city is hurting, because they're not being servants.
So that, what was the question?
He said, what makes me want to run?
So
I want to be a servant, the servant to the people.
Good answer. That's what it basically is.
That's what it is.
I just had to, I had to throw stuff in there because
Right. But see, what people don't understand is election is an interview. We're applying for a job. We're applying to work for you as an individual.
Is the election an interview or campaigning?
The election and
interview.
That's all together. Because when you're campaigning, you're campaigning for the job itself. So you can put them together
to win the election.
Right. So when you look at the election, you're supposed to see, this is where we get messed up. You're supposed to look at resumes. You're supposed to see at the work that they have already done. Stop telling me what you're gonna do. Because if I'm hiring you and you come into the interview telling me what you're gonna do and not what I need you to do, guess what? You're not getting the job. So we got to flip it to the fact where the people understand that it is not the mayor's job to tell you what he's going to do. It's the mayor's job to understand what you need, what you want, and go execute it, that you have it. Because I'm going in there to serve you.
Okay. Well, I know there's a lot of people looking for service.
Of course.
So,
Okay. So I'm gonna go on to second question.
Okay.
So you see it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Tell the people. So I know I got it right this time.
You got what right?
Man, sometimes
he got it right. I just shared it on my page. I'm about to share it on my
page. Share the page. Share the show.
I'm gonna see if I can share it on my.
And then tell them to tell a friend.
I shared it on my page, and I'm going to share it on my wife's page. I'm going to share it on a couple more people's page. So now we got a lot of people that's going to be watching.
Yeah,
so
tell them to watch, because we got some more questions for you.
I know I'm ready. I'm having fun.
We don't because we ain't started like the codes yet.
I ain't worried about
My man, let's go.
All right, the second question. How do you plan to address economic development and job creation in Milwaukee?
Oh, wow. See, I thought y'all was going to hit me with something hard.
Oh, don't forget about the curveball.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
You see the wind up.
First of all, we have to realize and understand one of the most important things when it comes to businesses and economics and all of that. Government does not create jobs. Government is supposed to set a culture and an atmosphere for businesses. Small businesses is what build this country, not big corporations, small businesses. So we're supposed to be able to make an atmosphere or a culture that is business friendly so that businesses can come in and grow. Now, I've managed businesses. I know what to do with businesses. I know about the P&Ls, the profit and loss. I know about what it takes with the labor and all of that.
You got to know to be CEO, right?
You got to know. But a lot of them don't know. That's why we get in trouble. Because if you was a real good CEO, you would not have raised sales tax on businesses that you're about to hurt and they're going to go somewhere shopping. So when you look at it like this, with me, I look at it as what can I do to remove city out of the way for businesses to grow?
Let me throw a curveball in there right quick.
Okay.
Because I'm going back to the split power government.
Okay.
If the alderman would have voted against it,
Then
what would have happened?
There wouldn't have been no sales tax.
So
Then
this is dual.
It's dual because all they had to do then is go look at every department they got, all the money they're giving out, who is not doing what they're supposed to do, and stop giving up the money.
We talking about who?
We talking about both. It's a combination of both. You gotta look at what you're giving out. Just like this your house, right? So if his house, the finance in his house get tight, he's gonna look through his house to figure out what can I get rid of to stay afloat, right? Yeah. So he might give away. He might get
more hours.
He ain't
get rid of that.
No, but you got to look at it. You got cable. You got 100-some channels, 300-some channels. You don't even use because you're too busy on YouTube. So why not get rid of cable and just keep my internet? That's right.
I get my cable, boss.
But you do, okay. So you'll figure out another way. But there's another way. But there's another way. You might not go out and eat. You might cook at home to save money from going out. Okay, but sometimes you can't at the time. So right. See, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is when we look at this thing as a business, you got to stop the waste. For example, we got to look at all the houses the city owns. Look at all the empty buildings the city owns. It is nothing to put somebody in the house, right? You can even rent the house to them. The city can rent the house to them. They got rent coming. They got water coming. They got taxes coming. They got money sitting on the shelf. You got empty houses. You got empty buildings. That's money. That's money.
So what do you propose? What type of businesses are you proposing that come into these buildings, right? With these houses, you know.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. Let's look at business for example. We can take one of those buildings, make sure it's up to code, right? Go to a company that don't want to move to Milwaukee, but we'll subcontract that work to Milwaukee. We're still giving out jobs, right?
But why would a company come to Milwaukee when it's not safe to be in Milwaukee?
Who says it's not safe?
I'm saying it's not safe.
Okay, you saying it's not safe.
Do you feel like it's safe here? Well, is this a safe city? Well,
we got a problem with our people. When I say our people, I'm saying Black people.
Okay.
We got a problem in our communities in the inner cities with crime.
Right.
But as a whole, I think Milwaukee's safe.
Okay. Now let me share something with you. There was wait a minute. Let me say this first. There was the island. I know, but there's the island. I know, but let me just say this. I'm gonna be quiet, let you have your show. But what I'm saying is there was the island that the Bahamas had, and they was doing nothing but putting trash on that island. And a man came and brought that island, took off all the garbage, put one hotel in there. Today, people go to that island. You know what that island called now? Paradise Island. It's not called Trash Island anymore. It's all how you see it. And if media them can keep people away for a while and let Milwaukee die from cancer from the inside, then they just going to come and buy it up just like they did Detroit, just like they did Baltimore.
But I just had a conversation with somebody, and they said that it's beer running through Detroit.
Beer?
Deer.
Oh, okay.
Deer. That is that desolate in certain parts of the city. They don't even want to buy it up. And my fear, because we're talking about, bringing jobs to the city. Yeah, jobs are coming to Milwaukee. They just aren't coming in certain areas, right?
Right.
And those are them high crime, high impact areas.
Okay.
Right. And a lot of those areas are occupied by Black and brown people.
Right.
That have little outlook on the future. They, a bunch of these cats gave up. We know that, right?
And why did they give up?
No hope, lack of hope.
Right. But where did it come from?
From years of having nothing, right? Of waking up to nothing, of walking out of their houses and seeing dirt and death. Experience poverty, right? Generational shit. And up until recently, we didn't have a black man, but we had Black council members. Right. And I understand that you can bring businesses here, which takes me to probably something further down the line that I'm gonna
Your
get
curveball
right now, right? Yeah, there go another curveball. What if you guys what against you?
That's
Because
fun.
you try to come down there and bring a new vibe, as young people say, right?
Right.
Yeah,
But it's
a new vibe,
a new
right?
culture.
A new culture, a new
Yeah.
vibe, right? And a lot of people down there, man, they already got their clicks.
I'm not worried about it.
But to bring jobs here,
Right.
you got to work with them too.
No, I don't.
Really.
Really.
So you can bypass the common council and you can put
Let
businesses
me explain.
and they're automatic.
Hold on. Wait. No.
Without their
No.
Okay.
Okay. Here's where we mess up. I don't have to play their game.
and what is their game for people?
Like you say, they got their click, they kiss their ring, and all of that crap. I just got to expose who's hindering me from helping the people. If I bring, no, it hasn't really been. Let me tell you why. My job, my work, God Squad, you know my work. I was transporting 450 people a day to work. 450. When the city was hollering, there was no jobs. I was taking folks to work
to the city, in the city.
I worked
within the city limits.
No, I had to take them out of the city limits.
Okay.
I took them into New Berlin. I took them into Oconomowoc Walk. I took them into Hartford and Beaver Dam, and I took them up into Ozaukee County. And I took them outside the city, but they had jobs. I'm talking about people that just got out of jail was getting jobs. Okay. The problem was that all elected officials knew what I was doing. Every last one, sending people my way. One came to me and said, "We need to give you some money because you're doing more than the ones that ain't giving money. But here's what we need you to do. Your organization is called God Squad. You got to take God out of that." I'm like, "Dude, you done lost your mind." Somebody come in behind him and say, "We will give you money, but you won't shut up." No, because I'm not going to let you feed these people lies. You feed them lies. You feed them that it's hopeless. It's not hopeless. I tell young people every day, and that's why I'm coaching basketball now. I love coaching basketball. But I tell them, can't nobody stop you from your destiny but you. Don't listen to the lies. We was on the porch listening to lies when they were telling us the white man holding us down, like the white man got his hand on us. It was us holding us down, drinking a 40 ounce. And not get, it's the mindset. It was the mindset.
We can't say that though because everybody ain't drinking 40 ounces.
No, I said when we were sitting on the porch. I didn't say something. I said we were sitting on the porch. That's what they were saying back then when we were sitting on the porch. They was telling us you ain't gonna be able to make it. Then they handed us what? How old are you, sir?
57.
Okay, so you should understand this. I don't know how old you is.
I'll be 57.
Okay, remember General Assistance?
Yeah.
They came and gave us general assistance, and all you had to do was 1 week out of a month go to 35th and Hopkins. I know that because I was a supervisor there.
Well,
They was coming once a
Well,
month.
we didn't do that because we was getting money other way.
Exactly.
no. I was on general assistance.
You were there.
Yeah, I was on general
Yeah.
assistance.
You went there
Yeah,
every week.
because it was money.
See,
Thank you.
I was a young man. I didn't know money.
Yeah. It was money.
Yeah, but-
It was money and food stamps for
So
nothing.
that was a hustle for you.
Yeah.
Okay, but for other people it was
It crippled them because they was getting a check every 2 weeks, even though it wasn't a lot of money. They was getting that check, so they didn't go to work.
they get a check every 2 weeks from a job.
Yeah, but why go to the job if I'm gonna sit home? You gotta remember, the women was getting raises every time they had a child,
Yeah.
right?
But
And rent wasn't like it is today.
so you're saying all they had to do was 1 week
1 week,
and they get paid for 4 weeks.
and they get paid for 4.
That's how I work with you too.
I used to be a
So why
supervisor.
don't you tell me about that?
It was all right back then. I mean, no,
But it's not that.
because we didn't work. I didn't want to work. So I did that, and then I did that, then I did other things.
Right.
But
Yeah, we did other stuff.
No, but I'm saying though, but
We ain't doing it no more.
But the people that, okay, you did other stuff, but you had a majority, you guys was the minority, you had a majority didn't work at all because they got that check, their woman was getting that big check, rent was maybe $150 to $200 a month back then, right? She was getting food stamp, he was getting food stamp. So they was living, they was living large.
You said so.
Look at the generation behind AFD, what it was, AFDS, AFDC. Look at the generations behind that.
But I can't blame that just on AFDC and all of that. I mean the culture it was primed for assistance and hustling, right? We were going through the loss of the industrialization of Milwaukee.
Not at that time, because L. Smith was doing generational hiring.
yeah.
You could,
So what are you talking about?
but no, but
I'm 57, right?
okay.
I went through 57 years,
Right.
5 decades. Give me a time period.
Okay, in the late 70s, early 80s, you still had L. Smith. You had
There's a lot of pimping
GPL.
going on.
Huh?
There's a lot of pimping going
Okay.
on. Whole lot of pimping. Whole lot of
Hey, you trying to give an excuse?
No, I'm just saying it was a lot of pimping. And
But what I'm saying though, we're not a product of an environment. We're just a product of our choices, not the environment, our choice.
Yeah.
Because my daddy was at L. Smith. I went to my daddy straight out of school and said, "Daddy, they're doing generational hiring. Get me in here." My daddy told me, "You are not coming in here." That's what pushed me into cooking and baking and managing.
Now, though, they don't have their environment. Basically, for a lot of them, man, their environment controls their choices.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes.
no.
Not society, but their environment. If they come from an environment that is full of violence, racked with
They still have a choice to be violent.
racked with more socio and economic problems than any other place on earth. Well,
It's a choice.
outside of
Come on now, it's a choice though.
Hold on, and my parents and my friends are pushing adverse behavior and culture, and it's embedded in me because I know kids, right? Well, some young men now, they just couldn't be saved, bro, because the environment that they came from was so dysfunctional.
Well, let me prove you wrong on that. I took a young man. He had just got caught dealing with a gun, probation. I talked to his probation officer. At that time, it was 2010. I was running for Secretary of State. Never really been out of Milwaukee unless he was going to get his hustle in Chicago, right? I took him all the way up north. I took him on a campaign trail with. Took him up north. We went everywhere up north. We went to lunch one day, and everybody was naming their alma mater, what college, and we was around a whole bunch of white folks, and they was naming their colleges and everything. And when it got to him, he dropped his head, and they were like, "What's wrong?" He said, "I'm a felon. I got caught drugs and everything like that." And they paused for a minute, and the lady looked at him and said, "But you still an American. You still have choices." You know what that young man did? First he said, "Man, I thank you for bringing me here because what I was told was a lie. They told me they hate me." Then he came back. Now he got one of the best home improvement business out here.
But what did you do?
I had to show him something different.
You had to take him out of his environment.
But he had to go back to live there though.
But you had to take it. No.
Then he had,
you had to take him out of his environment so that he could see that what he was experiencing wasn't normal.
No, I took him out of the environment so he'd know he has a choice. He got a choice. All of our young people got a choice.
Choices are negative or adverse. And then when you're shown something that's positive and gives you hope and light, right? Then you can make a conscious decision.
Well,
because you know that you have other choices.
I'll give you 3% of that, right? But
no,
you have to look at
bro, Sean, that curveball.
Sean, you don't have to take him out. He can watch a movie,
right?
And I know, but I'm just saying, no, but it's not taking him out physically. He can watch a movie that inspiring. Right?
Mentally, though, he has escaped that environment.
That's right.
And he sees another reality that is normal, right, that is loving, that is welcoming, that, hey, you know what, I can be a part of that.
Right.
And so he goes and does that.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not doing part of the environment.
Until he's shown different, he's doomed by his environment.
Really? So let's see.
So if you would have took him out of there, if you would have took a chance on him and shown him something different, what do you think? What do you think he would be right now? If you had,
well, let me
become a force in his life.
Let me put it this way. Nobody took me out of my environment.
You're not him.
No. Hey,
no.
Did you just say environment?
You can't say that you're apples and, because if that's the case, we can look at our current mayor, right?
Okay.
He has family that's incarcerated.
Right. But he had a choice too.
Hold on. But he chose to escape his environment. Because he saw what it could be.
Not necessarily. Okay, I'll give you that. But what I'm saying, I'll give you that. But
my man.
What I'm saying to you is this: I deal with people every single day. I get a phone call. I just had one on my way here. All they need is information, the right information that they can make it, the right information that says, you know what? Whatever you want to be in life, can't nobody stop you from your destiny but you.
So as an organizer, I got to add to that.
Okay.
Because it's not just the right information; it's the right person delivering the message.
It's the right information because a lot of our. Okay, come on, because I'm gonna throw you a curve.
You can't. That's like us three, and you got 3 Caucasian guys, right?
Okay.
We all got the same message. But we're going to talk to young black men that at risk, young black men, right? Come from dysfunctional backgrounds. Even we got the same message.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna deliver, but they can't deliver how we deliver.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's true. But I guarantee you, if you put me in their environment, the message I deliver to the young black man, I can deliver to a young white and a young Latino.
We can, but they can't.
Okay. But
because our experiences are different.
Exactly. But but here's the problem though. We have black faces in every area of government right now. And I'm talking about Milwaukee, from Congress all the way. We're suffering. They eating, but we're suffering.
We've been suffering for the last 30, 40, 50 years.
Exactly. But the point I'm trying to make is, but they're eating. We never at the table. They put us on the menu. They won't give you the information.
So how are you gonna build a table for us then?
Because I'm gonna put you at the same table everybody else at.
Yeah.
You're gonna be at the same table. We're talking about the whole Milwaukee. Everybody gotta be at the table. See, I'm not gonna use in other words, let me say it like this. I'm not using the black community just for a vote. You gotta be at the table. You gotta stop being on the menu. We ain't at the table. Watch this. With all the black elected officials that we have, do you really think we at the table? Mr. Activist, do you really think we at the table? Okay then. But they come to us and say, vote for me, because I'm gonna put you at the table. They put you there.
I also know that there's a lot of, like I said, we have a two-power government. And if the two powers aren't going to acquiesce and work together, because you got some jealousy or, you don't want this person here and, a lot of infighting, right?
Okay.
We're never going to be at the table because who wants to invite you to a formal dinner table and you don't know a salad fork from a regular fork, from a knife, a spoon, a soup spoon, you don't even know what a napkin looks like, right? And if you do,
come on now, you putting this down too fast,
no,
too low now.
Man, you talking about?
I'm talking about having us at the
table.
Listen, when I'm talking about at the table, we got a lot of issues.
Before we get to the table, though, we got to fix us.
Right, but here's the thing about it: you can't fix us until I vote out everybody that's in, because everybody that's in there, that's been in there, has been part of the problem. Their job was to get us to the table, and they didn't.
We just got 3 new people.
Okay, and one of them I talked to, and I like what she stands for, and maybe she's going to be one that helps.
And we got at least 3 new people coming in.
How you feel?
Workowski, Rainey,
right,
Murphy, they go.
Right.
So we got at least 3 new people coming in.
Right, so that's 4.
No, you got Westmoreland, who was new.
He got a
Pratt, who was new.
Pratt, that's who I had a conversation with. But Westmore got 2 opponents.
So I'm saying,
But Westmore voted for the sales tax. Westmore attacked food trucks. He attacking business. He went right in and started attacking businesses. So how is he for the businesses?
So when you was against the
Yes, because
what would you have done different?
Again, like I told you, they should have went in-house first, figure out where they could cut, because there's a lot of money.
I'm asking you, what would you?
Well, see, first of all,
so that
I would have to go in,
but
I have to.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was either sales tax at that time or
So the police station.
No, sell parts of Lake Michigan, something that had to do with our water. But either way, right? What would you have done or changed so that the sale tax would have been something else, right? Tax on.
We would have to look at the budget and figure out where we could cut.
That's not telling me.
No.
That's not telling people.
That is. You got to look at the budget. You got to look at Department of Works. You got to figure out what
you can't cut them.
Wait a minute.
No. Let me interrupt. They did do that, but tell them what happened, because I do work for the BPW, and so they did do studies. Mm-hmm. And I work in forestry, so I'm an arborist for the city.
Okay.
So they did studies, pay studies,
right,
on our I'm just saying on our department,
right,
and we was lacking,
right,
by a lot,
right.
And so they had to, come to grips with, okay, we got to pay them like the private sector paying,
right,
or other municipalities paying their employees. So they did do studies.
Well, I'm not talking about the studies, because what I'm saying. Wait a minute, hold on. So what I'm saying is this: I know, but I'm sorry, man, but you asking me, so I'm passionate about.
Exactly.
But you have to look at everything. You can't just look at, okay, you look at it, you got Office of Violence Prevention, you got all these other little groups that they're giving money to.
You said that because that's that's deep in my heart.
No. I'm saying it for what's real, man. Okay. And a real leader got to make some real decisions, right? You have to make sure. And I'm not even talking about them getting their pay or nothing like that. I'm not talking about it like that. But the first thing they have to admit, they tricked their pension. They tricked it. It started with Norquist. He the first one dipped in there. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep it real. Okay, we did this. Let's fix it. Norquist. Okay, but wait a minute. No, okay, but you
how do you fix it?
But wait a minute. You have to look at each part of the division, and I guarantee you there's money being wasted. But you got to go through each part. It might not be the Department of Works, but you got to look at every department and look at it and says, where are we wasting money? Because I guarantee you
that you don't think they did that. Because we know for a fact that they did it with DPW.
Okay, but wait a minute. They did not do that. Because here's the thing. The moment you raise sales tax, you go up and close doors and give yourself a raise where you telling us we're going to be broke, the city going to be broke, our credit score went down. So you're telling me out of all of that, did you get a 15% raise?
15%?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 15%.
But theirs is 15%.
No, it was more like 3%.
Right.
2%.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But theirs, now, okay, we got to give them money because, we're going to give them 2-3% raise because they deserve it, right? But then they go behind closed doors and say, we need 15. If you're really concerned about the city, why do you need 15 right now?
Okay, so I agree with that.
So,
but I'm asking you,
you can't.
Would you, because
again,
the sales tax is how much?
Right now it's 7.9.
7
because you got 0.4 came from the county.
7.9%, right?
Right.
Looking at the department that you know about, where would you have taken that money from?
Well, you can't say it like that because you don't really have all. No. But what I'm saying is that's when a good CEO looks at every department, look how they're functioning, look what they're doing, look what they're not doing. And okay, now he's one part of DPW, right? Then you got to decide where your snow is supposed to be moved, right? Yeah. Then you got to decide that your garbage is supposed to be moved. Do you know in the middle of the snowstorm, they came and got my garbage, but they didn't come on this side and pick up no garbage. They made sure my street was plowed. I'm on the south side. But they didn't make sure these over here.
Where on the south side? No, I mean, are you in South Milwaukee?
No, I'm in Milwaukee on the south side. I live a couple of houses for one of the state senators.
So my man.
So what I'm saying,
he does snow removal.
Okay, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying to you is this, and he knows it. What I'm saying to you is, if the service is going to be fair, it's got to be fair on every side of the town. You can't tell me one side can't get the service because we're short, but the other side can get the service.
Well, I don't know if it's because it's short. Because I had a question and I was talking about it because I was kind of upset because I drove down his street, right? And it wasn't plowed.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And I said, bro, what the hell's going on? Why ain't your street plowed? Dude, what is y'all doing? Right. And he told me, he said, well, first we have to take care of the road. We got to make sure that people can get to where they want to go. So we got to clear those main streets. Right. Now, I know my man's, he goes and clears snow, right? In your neighborhood, do people follow the street signs and park on the right side of the street?
Yeah.
Okay, over here they don't.
They don't. They're not different from south to north. It's all the same. It's all the same people.
Well, let me tell you like this. I grew up on the north side.
Okay.
I never saw a street sweeper in my alley on the north side. But they go through my alley on the south side.
A street sweeper.
Yes.
That sweep garbage.
Yes.
But I don't know if the city offered that.
But they did. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
But
we had trials. We did have trials where they did it for a little while. And if you saw one, maybe it was somebody doing it just because outside of their work.
But all I'm saying is this. If the service is supposed to be for the whole city,
and it is,
it's supposed to be fair by everybody.
It is.
You see what I'm saying?
I think it's more dependent on if people follow the rules and the
Well,
person that's on the street.
No, but I understand that as well. But all I'm saying is you have to look as a CEO. You got to look at not just one department. You got to look at everything.
That's true.
And you got to look at where we're wasting money. Why are we in this hole? How do we get in this? See, we got to look at. I don't know all the mess downtown until I get there. Actually, like he sold me this house, and I had an inspector come through on a sunny day, and there's no sign because he painted it. No sign that there's rain coming in, right? When will I know it's rain coming in? When it rains, after I brought the house. So what I'm saying is, when you buy a house, that's when you know what kind of problems come. Even with the inspector, even with the house,
you're supposed to
listen. I've been in corporate America for 30 years, and one of the things in corporate America, when you take over another person's position, you find out all the mess, the lies, the fraudulent numbers. You find a lot out once you start taking over, because it's not as black and white as they want to make it seem to you. Everything is not black and white. Everything is not pitch perfect. If it was, I wouldn't even be running.
Okay.
But the point of the matter is there is issues that needs to address. And talking to somebody like him, as mayor, I can talk. I don't want to talk to the ones all the way up there. I need to talk to somebody like this. Why? Because he's not sitting in the office. He's out there on the field. He knows what's really going on.
And that's what I'm saying. And so I do want to say, and I stress this, city services is an equal opportunity, north side, south, because the same people that plow your snow on the south side is my coworkers.
Okay.
So because we forestry, and part of our job is to snow plow. And so they're the same ones.
Okay.
And it goes, I mean, you may have a bad operator that did your block or your neighborhood. That's what you got to look at first.
Right.
You might have had a guy that wasn't doing his job.
Right.
But as far as dishing it out, it's all equal.
Okay.
It don't go, it's not a black or white thing. It's nothing. We get orders, we got routes.
Right.
I have to go do my route.
Right.
And my 18 driver, mostly they sanitation drivers, they got to do that route.
Right.
So it's no well, let's do this side better. It's not like that.
Right. But
so say that you win.
Okay.
Right? Say that you win,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna get people that's gonna call your office and say, man, do something about them not clean up my street. And you know what you're gonna say?
What?
Well, there's nothing we can really do about that, because I spoke with the DPW chief, and I know overall
Well, see,
they do.
First they won't call me for that, because that's
they're gonna call you for that.
That's the alderman's job.
It's alderman's job.
That's the alderman's job. But that's the alderman's job.
People
But-
still call
Right.
People still call the mayor.
Yeah, they do.
They
They do.
don't know what the mayor actually does.
They don't even know what the alderman actually does.
Well, and
That's when we
leads into a bigger
Okay.
problem, right?
okay.
Is it that the leadership is failing, or is it that we don't understand civics, and we don't understand what the leaders? Now, I'm not saying that there's some leaders that's not failing. I'm not saying that, right?
Okay.
But overall, our people are really ignorant to the civics and the roles.
Well,
of
you know what?
government.
You know why they're ignorant? Because nobody want to give them that information. Like I'm trying to tell you,
Oh,
they don't
We
want.
learned it in school.
No, but when do they got that class?
Why don't they?
You tell me.
I'm asking you, Mayor.
Okay, the reason is because they dumbed it down when they threw Common Core in there.
No, why don't they? I'm asking you as mayor, right?
Right.
This is why don't we have civics classes? Why don't we have trades classes?
Well, see, first of all,
You want to bring in new jobs,
right?
what
That's
you gonna do about that?
first of all, that's out of the mayor's hand when it comes to education. That's all school board, unless the state turned it over. But I know, but I'm gonna give them the acknowledgement on it. Okay, first that's education. So now you got to go to every school board member and ask them why there's no civic class, because they the one that certifies the curriculum. Why there's no trade classes, because they the ones who's responsible for those kind of curriculum. So you got to go to every school board person and then the superintendent and say why we don't have this. And when they say there's no money, then you come back and say, okay, you have 27 kids in one classroom, and at about $15,000 a kid, that's $405,000 in one classroom. Why don't you have it? See, you gotta ask why. Just like he said, he works in that. So who do you think I'm gonna go to? You always, I never. But wait a minute, let me explain this. When you're a good CEO, you never just go to the head. You got to go down and see how you being treated. And you see what I'm saying? How you being? I know it's your show, but you got me going, man. I know, but I'm saying I would have to talk.
Questions, and this ain't really for you, right?
Right.
This is for people to understand that if you win, Chevy win, right?
Right. Or when I win.
Okay. That too. Right. But blame doesn't just fall on the man.
No,
right?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying for the people.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
There's departments, there's roles in our government that allow for people to be involved in the role of the person,
right,
that they elected.
Right.
And our electeds have to work together.
Right.
And it's a lot of questions that people have.
Right.
They go to the mayor's office.
Right.
Shouldn't be running to the mayor's office.
Right. But then that's when you take time and say, let me educate you. You go down here first. And and if your alderman doesn't do what they need to do, then call and we'll look into it.
So let me ask y'all a question right now. I'm sorry. With the people that passed through the homelessness, who's that follow? You first. City or county?
I would say that falls on everybody. It falls on
no, but
you can't. No, because you can't hit me with a loaded question.
It's not a loaded question. It was either county or city because there is it's one specific, right? It is what it is. County or city.
That's not.
Take a pick.
I can't pick that.
County or city, man.
You can't pick.
You can't pick that
because you got to know the laws. You got to know.
And that's not,
you got to know if you're not current on the laws of homelessness, and then you can't blame anybody.
Right.
You just have to say as a people.
That's a whole because you can't just blame the city.
The homeless shelters is a county issue. However, people call the mayor. This is what I'm getting at. People call the mayor because they're not aware. They don't know, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna call the mayor's office, and you said that you're gonna win. So I'm preparing you for this.
Well,
right?
if you call my office, I'm gonna use my network to say, okay, send them over here, send them over here, send them over here. Because I'm gonna call them and say, I need you guys now. I'm gonna use what I got. I'm not gonna sit there and call a press conference and blame the county. Wow. I'm gonna use what I got to make sure the people is okay. Because here's the thing. It can't fall on the county. It can't just fall on the city. It got to fall on family members who know their family members homeless. It got to fall on if they got to fall on the capacity of community activists, church leaders. You know what I'm saying? It falls with everybody. We got to make sure those people is not under the bridges. We got to make sure that young man who was behind that building that died, or the young man that was under the bridge that died, or the young man that was
pick up another curveball.
It's in the car. Okay.
Pick up another curveball. Man, listen. I can barely pay my own people. What you I gotta worry about them.
But you want to blame one of the others because you don't have time. Right?
Okay.
You gonna blame somebody else?
I'm worried about me. Me and mine.
That's it.
We get a lot of that.
Right.
Right? But those be the people that's gonna call you.
But then the family members, and you know, the thing about it is, you know, one of the things we have to do in our community is we gotta have the spirit of reconciliation and really go in our community that we heal families. Because family members know their loved one is out there. And then some family members don't know because the loved one that's out there got too much pride to let them know they that down low. You see what I'm saying? So it takes us to really look at this thing and say,
Nick might have got upset because he's not answering his questions. I got you, Nick. Oh, my bad. We're gonna make him answer these questions.
I'm trying to, but you keep trying to throw these curveballs on questions that we can't answer them because you can't blame neither one for that.
Okay, that was a curveball.
Okay,
come on, Nick. My bad, bro.
So, question 3.
got glasses up. Glasses let go. He can read too, y'all.
What specific initiatives do you have in mind to improve education and address any challenges within the school system?
I thought you were curveball, so you was ready.
I'm always ready. Well, right now, if you go to the National Assessment of Education process, fourth graders in the MPS right now, only 14% can read at their grade level. Only 12% can do math. When you go higher to the eighth graders, only 11% can read at their grade level and 7% can do math. All right. So when you look at these organizations that the city is giving money to, that are dealing with our youth, I'm gonna make sure.
MPS?
Well, not just MPS. You got other things that they're giving block grant money to organizations and stuff like that.
I think that's outside the realm of the question.
No, it's not, because he said what I'm gonna do. I can't touch MPS, but I can go inside the community to work with organizations to make sure they will help these young people read.
There's a lot of organizations. If I'm not mistaken, there's barely any organizations within MPS.
I'm not talking about, you gotta go outside of MPS. We can't control it.
So we gotta go outside of MPS to fix MPS.
You can't fix MPS because we don't have control over MPS. MPS has, they have their school board.
So that's not the mayor's do.
That's not, mayors have nothing to do with that. But what the mayor can do is set initiatives with organizations like churches and other youth organizations. Okay, your main goal we want you to do is teach these kids how to read. Make sure they can read. Make sure they can do math. Make sure these seniors, when they leave school, the reason they can't get a job now because they can't even fill out an application. And the reason they can't fill out an application because they can't read. So how are you going to set them up for success?
So who do we go to deal with MPS?
MPS.
It seems that MPS. So MPS is just for people.
Okay.
MPS is its own entity.
Yes.
MPS makes up its own rules and
Curriculum.
regulations and
They deal with their own budget.
and deal with their own budget. So what we have to do is we need to get involved in MPS.
Yes, and vote everybody
As
out.
people, we need to get involved if you got kids, grandkids, whatever. If you came to MPS, what we need to do is get involved in MPS and get on these boards.
Yes, you got to get involved because
Get to the table.
If you ain't at the table, you're on the menu. And you got, and that's
Why you just say that first?
well, because I want you to, because I like you to throw curves. Okay,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is we need like
I'm just trying to read these questions.
Okay, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm partnering with churches. I don't believe in a lot of separation of church and state.
Everybody don't go to church.
No.
It's very spiritual.
Okay, but I'm not. But listen, what I'm saying. Whether everybody go to church or not, or everybody's a Muslim or not, right? Those are the ones that's working in the community. Those are the ones the people are trusting right now. Because who's feeding them?
I don't know if a lot of people trust a lot of people right now.
Well, those that need help, they are seeking those kind of helps. They're seeking those places, right?
Yeah.
You got a place. The Muslims do Tetonian Village. They feed so many.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They feed so many people.
They get it in.
Right. And then they got a place on Hampton, right down on what's that, 1820 or 20th and Hampton, over there.
Okay.
They got a place. So those kids in that community, if we can build a partnership, okay, and they making sure they helping out.
Curveball.
Okay.
When you was coming up, when we was in the streets, doing our thing, would you go to one of the places and get some food?
No.
I wouldn't either.
Not as an adult.
No, I'm as young adults.
Okay.
As teenagers hustling, would you have went to one of the places?
No.
I wouldn't either. And that's see.
Okay, but wait.
But it's different.
But
It's different.
But wait.
Some of the challenges.
But wait a minute, because
we got to deal with as a city.
because I'm up here with y'all, but I'm a little older, right? I'm a couple of years older. I had a place that gave me. My mom took good care of us, but Bob Smith gave me a key.
You to my brother Bob?
Yes, he gave me a key.
To the basketball brother.
He gave
brother Bob.
He gave me a key. He gave me a key to St. Elizabeth.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I had options. Our kids don't have options.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's what
Exactly.
that's what we're talking about. We have options.
So we can go home and eat.
Right.
Yeah.
But now it's not like that.
It's not like that.
So I can
Mama
see
ain't
people.
cook shit.
So we got
Shit.
we have to give them a place. We got to give them a safe place that they can be vulnerable. And I tell every man, I tell every man,
open up centers.
yes, we got to. They need
How you
that.
gonna open up centers when we don't have the money? But we don't even have the money to make sure DPW can take care of the people.
Who said I was going to use city money?
I'm asking you.
There's private donors. There are people that believe that if you take Milwaukee into a right direction, they will give the money for you to do what you need to do. There's people that's waiting on Milwaukee to get healed.
Okay.
So they will.
Before they gonna give money, Milwaukee got to get healed.
No, on the way to get healed. If they know we setting up a real place where these kids can learn how to read, learn how to do math. You got business owners that have contractors, construction companies that'll come in and say, okay, I'll take Johnny. I put him under my wing. I'll help him get where he want to go if he want to be in a contract. There's a lot that goes on that we don't know.
So you telling people that you already got a plan.
I got a plan.
You
got to have
these people in place that's gonna come in and help heal.
Well, let me put it to you this way. When I was transporting 450 people a day, I had to get them to work. I went on my Facebook page.
You have a plan?
I went on my Facebook page and said, I need a bus.
Okay.
The next day, so many people gave, I had that bus. Why? Okay. Because they believed in the vision that I have. Yes, I have a plan. I have a vision for the city. And you ain't got that much time. You got another question, right?
Come on with the question, man.
But I got
we're gonna have to bring you back because I want to hear your vision and I want to hear Chevy vision.
I got a vision for the city.
All right.
Because half the stuff I already did. You forgot I also work with Chief Jones and his safety coalition.
And since we're on that, my next question.
That's
how do you intend to address issues of public safety and community policing in the city?
We got to have one of the things we got to have is, I like to call it, we have to have
a big shot this time too. Or you gonna act funny?
I really,
bro, acting real funny, man.
I don't think what I got is enough for two grown men. But let's get past. Let's get past.
Are you saying I'm not grown enough or something?
No, I'm saying it's not enough.
Oh, okay. That's all you have to say. Okay. I thought you were trying to call me little or something, man.
No, I ain't trying to say that.
Okay. Come on. Answer that question. Let me repeat the question for you.
Okay.
Because I want you to really get this answer right.
Okay.
How do you intend to address issues of public safety and community policing in the city?
Okay, first of all, what we have to do is we have to have a time of reconciliation because we lost trust on both sides. We lost a lot of trust. We got to make sure also police get some extra training on mental illness because they got to know how to handle mental illness. We got a lot of mental illness out here. All right.
I got to argue against that.
Really?
Yeah, because we have become comfortable with just, you know what? This is mental illness. This is mental illness. This instead of that motherfucker is dysfunctional. He needs his little ass whooped. He needs to go to his ass jail. Ain't no treatment. Ain't no. I'm
not just talking about the
certified.
I'm talking about.
See, they all have too.
Okay, but if they have a mental problem,
okay,
I get phone calls. A family called me one day. They was trying to get their family member into the police car to get to the hospital to wait
to go to jail,
but not to go to jail, to get into a hospital,
get help.
To get
I
help.
Understand that,
But they was telling the family it's nothing we can do. So this young man walked the streets, cut foot, everything.
But it's not the police job.
It's not. But no, what I'm saying.
That's what we have. Other
like what? Like what? Mental health. Mental complex is closed.
Okay, so I was gonna get to that. I was about to, we have people you supposed to be able to call, right? 211 and all these other places, right? That they have set up. Because we don't have this complex because the county didn't see it.
Right. But when you call 211 and say, I got a young man, they say there's nothing we can do, he got to come voluntary. If a person's out of their mind, they can't come voluntary.
So how would you change that?
We would have to put stuff in place that we can address mental illness. There's a lot of, the thing about it is this. Nobody want to think outside the box. We got a lot of people that are certified in mental illness, right? So we can set up something. We can take one of those buildings. There's a lot we can do with mental illness, but we got to define it. Is it mental illness or is it a drug deal? Is it
mental illness or is this motherfucker just on bullshit? And you need to, you know, we talk about safety and community policing.
Right. So, but the thing about it is you gotta be able to rebuild that trust so that when you can work with police and everything, if there's no, let's just be honest, there's no trust. That trust is gone.
Well, you got.
We had no trust in the police even when Blondie was out there.
But you also had police that were walking the neighborhoods.
Right.
You had people that were.
But they built that relationship.
Trying to build relationships.
Right.
So when we ask you about community policing and all that, let's get back to that because I believe that's outside the realm of mental health.
Okay, well you got to build. You have to build. Right. But you got to rebuild. That's why I said you got a period of
operating procedures.
But that's why I say you got to have a period of reconciliation. We got to be able to put people in there in the room together and share some things without getting offended. Be so quick to get offended. You can't heal nothing if you don't get if you never get to address certain things. And so we got to get to that place where we can try to rebuild. Because if there's no trust, and every time a black person in their car and they see red and blue lights, they're wondering if I'm gonna go home.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, so somewhere in that line, we have to make sure that we can rebuild the trust in the community. It got to be trust there. And so one of the things is we got to be willing to sit down. Nobody really want to sit down with the police because they don't trust the police.
Man, you gonna sit down with the police and do what?
You just said building relationship. How did you build relationship?
Exactly. Why would I sit down with the police?
So you don't want to build relationships.
I want to. What am I building a relationship with the police for? That's what I'm asking you.
Well, you just said you wanted them to walk in the neighborhood and have a relationship with people in the community.
That's me. I'm talking about where they need to walk in.
Right.
Why do I?
But
why do I want to talk to them? I'm out here hustling.
Right. But you still got to work. But you still got to work on building relationships. If you want a community to grow, a community to heal, you want policing and you want policing right. We have to be able to build that relationship. That if he's the chief of police and we don't build a relationship, and I go to him and say, Officer Sean is doing things he had no business, we should have a relationship to the fact where he said, you know what, I'll look into it, right? Yeah. And then if he tell me he's looking into it, because of the relationship, I know he's gonna look into it. But if we ain't got that relationship, and I go to him and say, Uncle Sergeant Sean is doing this and this and this, and he said, I'm gonna look into it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going back to the community. That Negro ain't gonna do nothing for us.
Sean, citizen status, right?
Yeah, but Sean, you just made an issue a point. You said I'm out there hustling, and then you said that's still constituents.
Yeah.
But see, if you out there hustling, then
I'm not a constituent. Right.
You operate in the
curveball.
Yeah.
He didn't get curveball.
But it ain't about that. But
it's not about that curveball.
I understand.
Say the way it is. He what he's saying is right. You do have to sit down. You got to sit at the table. If to get any kind of agreements, you have to sit down, and build some type of relationship.
It got to be built because look at it. It's just like a relationship. You and your woman. You've been cheating for 6 years. She finally caught you cheating for 6 years. You got to give her almost that much time. Okay, him then. And you still got to. You can't just say to the woman, "Okay, I'm sorry. Let's start over." You got to rebuild that trust. It ain't no just start over. You know how much damage is done. We got to rebuild all of that trust.
And so how long? Say you get elected. How long before the people start to see changes?
Well, it all depends. Probably 90 days.
Because what type of changes will they see in 90 days?
They're going to see me working. They're going to see me no photo ops. They're going to see me in the community. The people that work for the city, like him, they're going to see me having these conversations so we'll know exactly which one is. It's just like you go into the emergency room. You might have somebody got a cut finger. You might have somebody that just got a cold. You might got somebody who feel like they're having a heart attack, and you got somebody that got shot. Who you think they taking first? The one that got shot and the one with the heart attack. So we got to go to the issues that are the most serious at this point. And crime is one of those issues, right? You got domestic violence in that crime. You got car theft in that crime. You got robbery in that crime. You got child trafficking in that crime. Those are the things we got to address first.
So hold on, stop, pause. So I want to ask you. You said your first 90 days, you're gonna be out with the people.
I'm gonna be out there.
You're gonna be asking questions.
Right.
You're gonna be trying to come up with solutions. You're gonna be taking questions and answering questions.
Right.
You're gonna be out there knocking on doors, or what you gonna be doing?
Town hall meetings, whatever I need to meet them at. Because here's the thing about it.
For your first 90 days.
For my first 90 days.
So, hold on. Because I want to go back to something that you said.
Yeah.
You're the CEO of a city.
Yes.
So how you gonna spend before you answer, right? You get to work 7:30, 8 o'clock. You might leave 5:36, but you're gonna stay a little bit longer. How many hours are you gonna give to running the city? And dealing with the people? Because that's a hell of a job. And that's a hell of a task. And they don't really work in tandem.
See, the problem that I think a lot of us have is time management. And when you look at it from a person who's been in business, been a CEO, been a pastor, and working in the community all at the same time, and coaching basketball, you deal with your time and you don't waste time. You go in, you know what your game plan is, you execute your game plan and making sure that you are doing what you need to do. It's not hard when you have a team. When I go in, I got people that are going in, and I got people that's on the outside that is going to help. See, with all the stuff that I do, I still have time for me. Out of all the stuff I do.
And as mayor, I would hope that you would still find time for you, but we sat and we were all in agreement with what I'm about to say now. We agreed that our city has been a mess for decades, right? So, say you do win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're coming in and you got to clean up 40 years of mess, 50 years of mess. And you telling me that your first 90 days is going to be out there asking questions instead of
no.
Because the city isn't.
Okay, no, it's not. But here's the problem. You have two sides of the city that you got to deal with: the budget side, the service side, and then you got a side of the city you got to deal with, which is the social side. You got social issues going on in the city.
What about your legislative side?
Again, that's one side with the budget and everything over there. Then you got the social issue side, right?
Okay.
And so you can spend time looking at what needs to be done with the infrastructure, all right? And then you can spend time helping with the social issues. As a real leader, you will show them how.
So how does that? How do you formulate that to deal with things?
Because you have your people in place that know your vision.
And what is your vision for crime's sake?
Oh, we know how to fix it. First of all, especially for our young people, we're going to reinstate the curfew law, but we're not taking them to jail. We're using my partnership with the churches to do intake during the curfew time to find out why they out there.
How many churches you talking about? Because
I ain't talking about.
You got churches that want to open.
I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that really working right now and ain't getting a dime, but they're working because they doing what God. I'm not trying to make friends. I got a job to do. I'm not trying to make friends. You got a job to do. If I go in and make friends, then ain't nothing gonna get done. Everything gonna stay the same.
But if you got a bunch of enemies, ain't nothing gonna get done.
It all depends. It all depends.
How you?
You know how? Okay.
In your position.
Let me give you an example.
You really can't afford to make a lot of enemies.
Oh, let me give you an example. Remember when you talked about the running when you and I had with the $15 an hour?
Yep.
You remember the first thing I told you after you introduced yourself to me?
You know how many people I've met since then.
Okay, but I told you. Remember, I said, go do your homework. I said, do your homework on me, and then let's have a conversation. You went left. Apparently, you did your homework because you told the crew we're gonna have a picnic. And what did I do? I scheduled a mandatory meeting the night of the picnic. Remember?
And what did I do in response to that?
You gave them the picnic.
Okay.
And they came to the meeting because you coached them on what they're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't gonna get fired. But there was one thing you left out because I understood the system and I understood policy. Right? When they came in, I knew they'd been drinking. So you know what I told them? This is mandatory. Punch in. And they all punched in. And when the moment they punched in, I was able to fire them because they was drunk on the clock.
So are you?
What I'm saying is,
do you think you really want to share that with people though? Because
here's
let me tell you why. Because they weren't fighting for anything menial, right?
Right.
The fight was against poverty. The fight was against big corporations. Y'all just happened to fall up under it because y'all were franchised of these corporations. But the fight was against the corporations that continue to refuse to treat the people fairly.
But they didn't fight the corporations. They fought us.
We did fight the corporations. Not only did we fight y'all, but we went to Chicago and we went around the country fighting these major corporations that sell to these franchises, because the franchises have to follow certain stuff put in place by the corporations. And
so you know what that fight should have been? That fight should have been in Florida at Burger King Corporation.
That fight
at Burger King University,
Florida, and for Burger King, it went to Chicago for McDonald's, and we went around the country to other corporations.
But let me tell you why. But wait a minute, let me tell you why I said that.
That was a good announcement.
It is, because I'm gonna tell you something. I would do whatever I got to do for the people of Milwaukee. So if I'm
for the people,
wait a minute,
that was for the corporation.
No, it wasn't. It was for the people.
No.
Yes, it was.
No.
No.
People needed a raise.
No. I'm not saying that, because what I'm telling you is that fight was for the people. What people? Those people that got caught in the middle. Those people who wanted to feed their family but they couldn't. Those people.
Who was that?
The ones that were still there. But what I'm saying to you,
that was still where? On the clock.
The one that was still there.
But this was to benefit them too. To them,
to them, but to them, they felt threatened. They didn't feel like coming in because they didn't know if there was going to be a walkout, and they was going to be there by themselves. See, it was a lot of factors. We only looked at one side. So when we're talking about being a CEO and trying to make change for the city, any alderman that does not want to work with us and we're trying to benefit or better the lives of their constituents, I am going to let them know we're trying to do this for you, but he's in the way or she's in the way. Because
so what if you have an alderman that represents his community and they don't want to go along with what you say, with what you propose?
Well, then we'll get to that bridge, cross that one.
We there right now.
No, we're not, because
yes, we are.
Here's the right now. Who don't want safety?
It's safe in my community.
No.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about one of these aldermen who have a safer community, right?
Okay.
It's safe in my community. We don't want that. We don't want that legislation. And we're not going to acquiesce to it. And I'm going to go and I'm going to rally my art people. And I got 9 of the votes. I got 8 of the votes.
See, the beauty.
And if it don't pass with us, you can't implement that.
Implement it.
We're going to veto it.
I don't need your money.
No, but
I don't need your money. We're talking about dealing with social issues.
We'll veto it.
You ain't. I don't need you to veto it because I'm not coming that route. As a leader, you got to know how. You got to know what to do. I don't have to.
You're going to change the legislation so that you have full power.
No, what I'm saying to you is this: if I'm working to better lives, and we're dealing with something, and the alderman doesn't want that for their people, and those people are struggling, because we're not talking you cannot take one glove and fit the whole city. Everybody has different issues. Everybody has different problems. But we're talking about the ones that's major, the ones that's dealing with drug overdose right now. Everybody doesn't deal with drug overdose. The ones that are afraid to walk out their house when it gets dark outside, right? That it takes 20 minutes to 30 minutes for police to get over there, where it takes 10 minutes or 5 minutes to get over here. We're talking about how do we work with that area? How do we help them? Because if we already know that area, half those people can't read. So what are we going to do? I'm not going to the city and say, will y'all give me money so we can go over there and help them read? No, I'm going to private donors and say, listen, we got a whole community that we're trying to help read. I'm going outside of the box. I'm not going to, would y'all please allow us to? No, y'all want to learn how to read? Sir, you have a church. I know you're helping some, but if I can bring some private donors in to donate and they can open up that door where you can help more, are you willing to help more? Yes, thank you.
So you would bypass.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the city better. Certain things we don't have to fight over. Certain things we can do ourselves. For example, you got Domino's, you got Pizza Hut, and there are certain areas they won't deliver in, right?
I wouldn't either.
Okay, but what if I can show them, let's go in this community and get Pookie and Johnny and Ray Ray and let them be your delivery drivers in those areas because everybody knows them. You making money, Pookie are making money, and those people get their food.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. Well, hold on. If he's still Pookie, if he's still being Pookie, eventually Pookie gonna do what Pookie do.
But not if
Pookie got to become David,
no,
or Michael, or Pookie got to change his.
That's what
his pattern.
Listen,
Right?
you know,
and we talk about. We just talking about the delivery driver from Domino's, right? Who got killed,
right?
And man, they don't care if it's Pookie.
Not necessarily, because let me tell you something. I've done that.
Pookie may
I hired them to be security,
but see, and Pookie may not deliver to his neighborhood, and something happened to Pookie. That's what it can still happen.
But but you have to understand like this. The problem we have is we don't give our community enough credit. The moment they get, I'll give you an example. I took from Martin Luther King and Burleigh all the way down to Holden, all the way over on the north side to Keith, all the way over on the south side to Center, and everybody over there got a job. Crime dropped 45%. The ones that I knew was doing the crime, they went to work on third shift. Let me tell you what they told me. Man, help me get another job so I can stay off the street.
What happened with the other 55%? That's what people.
No, I said crime dropped 45%.
So,
okay. But if you can get crime to drop in the area of 45%,
you're doing great.
Exactly.
You have worked there.
Exactly. But how did I know? But how did I do it? I put them to work. I gave them another opportunity. But I also changed their mindset. You
can only do that by taking them out of their environment.
No, you do that by building relationships. That's how you do it. You got to build the relationships.
You can build a relationship with somebody and they can still have the same mentality and the same thought process, the same behaviors. It's until you give them something, show them something, deliver them something that they haven't received, that that they never thought they would get or they have no hopes of.
Well,
That could be just hood.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. A person, right, don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So we have to build a relationship. Say, listen, I believe in you, right? Those young men that I coach basketball, this is my first year coaching them. They had to see that I really cared about
them to coach.
I made them. Yes, I mean the while I could coach them. I'm going to coach. Why?
So they need to coach a team.
They need to see that.
How you gonna coach a team, be in the community, and run our city?
Because I have an awesome coaching staff. It's all about team. One man can't do it all. You gotta build the right or wrong. Yeah. You as a good leader, you share your vision. You're gonna get a team.
So let me ask you: is the order name your starting five in your bench?
Maybe
they supposed to be your starting five in your bench?
No,
they not.
No.
But you gotta work with them.
I said I gotta work for them. Yes, so but that ain't my starting. But that's not my.
Operate the city. Don't you have to work with them?
But that's not my starting five.
Okay.
That's not my starting five. Because if they my starting five, then I should be able to select who the ultimate gonna be. Now I'm supposed to work together with them, but that's not my starting five. My starting five might be somebody that's working outside the community. My starting five might be a business owner that has an interest in the city of Milwaukee. My starting five can be a young person who desires to give back into the community or want to learn more about how to give back into the community. You don't know who your starting five is yet. You have to put those pieces together.
Legislatively, and when it comes with regulations, statutes, changing the dynamics within the city, right? Mm-hmm. Not in the city, but within the city, within that machine that operates the city.
Right.
You have to have a team, and you have to have the reserves, and you gotta have a practice squad, right? You gotta have people that you can work with, right? Look, we talking,
right. But basketball, yeah. Okay.
So you got 15 people on your team, boss.
Right.
Right. And you have 5 that you know this week. We want the same things for this community.
Right.
Right. But you got 5 where community's great already. They ain't got no problem in the community. Right. So they don't really care about it. Right. But they still on the team. Right.
Right.
They still on the team.
But
and they upset because they not starting.
Right. You're always gonna have to work. But then you have to understand there's 3 types of people in the world today. That those that can, those that can't, and those that just won't do.
But you can't fire them.
I can't fire them, but I don't have to. I can work around it. I'm have to sit there.
I think it's gonna be hard to work around it when it's a
tool. Do you really think that I thought this was gonna be a cakewalk? That I'm just gonna walk in, snap my finger, and everything gonna be? No, it's gonna be some battles. Because some people don't want to change. You know why I ain't gonna want to change? Because then you're gonna start messing with their money if you start changing stuff. Because if you start healing the city, the people that get paid for it being sick ain't gonna have a job.
I'm letting Nick go, but you're not gonna heal nothing if ain't no safety involved.
Okay.
Come on with it, Nick.
Here's the next question. Can you share your vision for the future of Milwaukee and what you hope to achieve during your tenure as mayor?
Did you know that already?
Yeah, no, not really, but we can share.
So now, since we got the question in your face, give us your vision and what else, Nick? And how you gonna what? I got the question, so I'm just being lazy right now.
Okay.
And what do you hope to achieve during your tenure as mayor?
Okay. The first thing I hope to achieve is changing the culture of our city, because our culture sucks. When we look at certain things, we just going along to get along, and it's wrong. You look at the social issues of our city. It's no way we should be in the condition that we're in as a people of the city, whether you're black, brown, white, whatever. We have to address those issues. We also have to address the issue that our city is business friendly, not only to businesses coming in, but the small business owners that's here right now. I saw a young man who wanted to go and bid on cutting grass in the empty lots, right? Yeah. And they tell him, now they gave it to one guy, but they didn't give it to him and said, because you don't have a riding lawnmower, And I'm sitting there like, but the person you just gave it to didn't have a riding lawnmower. So we have to look at all the regulations that also comes with hindering a business from open. I'm a business coach and a consultant. I got 2 clients, one in West Dallas, one is in Shorewood. Guess what? It didn't take them no time to open up. But when they was here in the city, look how long it takes to open up. We have to make the culture where we want these businesses to open up.
So let me ask you a question. Are the requirements in those villages and cities, and are they comparable to Milwaukee?
Well, you have to look at it like this. In Milwaukee, to get in the building, you got to have all 3 inspectors come. You got to have your alderman being okay with it. If your alderman, I watched the gentleman spend all this money, and the alderman says, "I don't like you. You are not going to open up," and he never opened up, so he lost all his money. So when I'm telling you about things, I'm telling you because I experienced it, I seen it.
But what does being mayor? Being mayor and knowing that that falls on the alderman, right, to decide who opens in their district,
right? It does.
How are you going to circumvent that?
Well, see,
because legislation and the law.
But see, it's not. A lot of this is not law. A lot of this is personal. It's not law. So if it's law, we're gonna like the law. But if it's not law, and you telling a person
to open a business, you don't have to go before the mayor. You have to go before the common council.
Right. You got to go before the common council.
So,
but as a mayor,
could you even?
I can say something. Yes, I can say something. If he's trying to open up a business and he
you know, I feel that this business would not be good for my community. If he wants to open it, he can open it in another community, but he can't open it in mine. What you gonna say?
Because first of all, it ain't yours. It's theirs. They live here. You know what I'm saying to you is this. The alderman of this district, I believe that's Westmore, right?
Yeah.
Westmoreland. He wanted to open up a liquor store down the street. Remember that?
He didn't want to do it.
But he was pushing for it.
Well, I'm not privy to that.
Okay.
I'm saying is he brought the guy in that wanted to open it up.
Right.
I went to the meeting.
Right.
And the majority of
the people was like, no,
neighborhood said no.
Right.
And so I don't know.
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
So he did. He acquiesced to the people. Then he listened to the people.
And you know what he's listened to it with them people. You get that open, you out.
Okay. That's what it should have been done.
Right. And that's what it should be to any alderman that's hindering
you. So this is your job. And hold on, like I'm saying, now just like he refused them and their license, right? He listened to people. How do we know? So say that somebody comes to you and the alderman listened to the people and they said,
well, it all depends on the business. Now I'm not talking about. See, we got to look at for the business. What kind of business that they're trying to open?
Asking you how would you as mayor?
I would advocate for the people. If a person is trying to open up a business, I'm gonna and he come to me, I'm gonna go look into it. It can be a nasty inspector, because I went through that with a nasty inspector.
But isn't it your role to bring in new businesses?
It is.
To bring in corporations, and it's the role of the alderman to deal with the local businesses and the smaller mom and pop businesses, right?
Look, as the mayor, my job is to help all businesses, not just to bring in big. I got to help those small and pop. They got to grow too. I got to help everybody. See, that's what you're missing. My job is to help everybody. So if a mom and pop calls me and say, "Listen, we've been doing this, but this inspector," I am going to say, "Okay, I'll take a look." But before I go and take a look, I am going to go to the alderman and say, "Hey, listen, this person in your district called me because this inspector, can you look into it for me?" And if they don't look into it, then yeah, I'm going to look into it. But before I cross over and try to step on the toe, we're going to have that conversation.
So what the alderman say, I've already dumped this person, and the people I represent don't want them over there.
Then I'm going to tell them, Go through your community and find out who don't want your business here. That's fair. No, yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
What you
is that not fair?
I'm going to tell you how.
That's what they do.
Right.
Yeah, but
They got to go through.
That's going to cause conflict.
No, it's not. You got to do that anyway.
That stays in that community.
You got to do it anyway.
Okay.
And that's why he didn't open up.
They can tell me one thing and tell the audience something else.
They can. But that's why you have a hearing. That's why they have a hearing. And when that hearing comes, everybody for it will come and they can speak, and everybody against it can come speak. My son opened up his kitchen, his restaurant inside of, what is that, 12th step on Townsend, 40th and Townsend, Friendship Club. Yeah. He opened his. He went in front of the common council, in front of the zoning committee, so he can get in there and things. Neighbors was complaining about cars parking where they shouldn't park and everything. And so they spoke, and then I came up and I spoke, and at the time Kovac was there, and Kovac, me and him go back. He said, King, you remember your church you sold, the building you sold your church, you know what they're doing with it? And I said, yeah, they're doing great works with it now. He said, yeah. And I said, this is my son, I think he'll be good in there, The people did not want the restaurant there. They was complaining about the cars. So because he had majority of the community saying we don't mind it being there, it's just when we come home for work, we want to be able to park. So they gave him a certain time to operate that business there, so that the people at the
mayor didn't, the alderman did, right?
But what I'm saying is this: if I, as mayor, you come to me as mayor and say, I'm trying to do this, I'm having a problem with inspector, I'm going to do my due diligence to try to help you as best as I can. I'm not going to step on nobody's toes and create enemies, but I am going to stand up there and say, okay, let's see what we can do to make it better. Because my vision is to get us to the middle and work together to make a better Milwaukee. And so you have to be able to come to the table, and you got to be able to sometimes say no, and sometimes say, listen, man, you're out of order. And if we can't say that, then I don't need to run for mayor, because if you're telling me it's going to be hard on me because I want to do what's right, then I'm ready for that fight. I grew up.
You always gonna have to push back.
I love that. I grew up in a house with six. I grew up in a house with 6 boys. We used to push back, but I'm going to do what's right. And what I'm saying to you is, as mayor,
you're dealing with
15. Right now, the last count was 577,000.
577,000 people.
But everybody,
so I'm saying 6 brothers.
No. What I'm saying to you is this: you ain't gonna be a hero to everybody, and you ain't gonna be a villain to everybody.
I think that's where we at.
I mean, you do.
That's where we've been with the past 4 or 5 little mayors. You know what I mean? Because I'm 50 something.
Yeah.
Some people love it, some people don't.
Right. And the thing about it is, you gotta ask yourself, who are, like you said, if I'm focused on my starting 5, and my starting 5 is not even in office because my starting 5 paid for me to get to office, then I never take care of people.
So I'm gonna ask a question. This is my question. Hope you don't mind me. I just got one question, right? In your eyes, what is Chevy doing wrong and what's he doing right?
In my eyes, he's a good guy.
I said,
he's not a good leader.
Right?
He's not a good leader. And when he took Chris Abley's money, he cannot.
A lot of people took.
Okay, but you can't. Then you can't do what you really want to do. When you start going in people's pocket, when you start owing them, you are their slave.
So let me ask you a question. So you're not gonna take no type of campaign money. You're not gonna let nobody donate to your
you can donate as long as there ain't no strings attached. If you believe in where I'm going, yes. If you trying to tell me, well, I'm gonna give you this, but I'm gonna need you to do this.
So Chris Abley says, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna give you $700,000.
I would not touch Chris Abley money. Because I don't believe it. I don't even believe it.
He said, I
don't believe that. I don't believe that. See, listen, the problem we have is this.
So you get a new donor.
Hold on, wait a minute.
So wait a minute. It's John Bailey.
Okay, no matter who it is. First of all, you got to understand one thing. Majority of our election, we only vote for image. We don't vote for a person's character.
Okay.
We vote image. I'm a person of character. I don't need an image consultant. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, you better know I'm gonna do it.
So Chevy ain't got good.
He got a good image.
Chevy's he's a husband.
He got a good image.
He don't hang out.
But he doesn't have a good character.
Why do you say that?
Because in 2018, he made a city ordinance that if your kids came home from school confused with their sexuality, being a homosexual as a kid now, being a homosexual, you can't give them no help in the city of Milwaukee. He made an ordinance against conversion therapy. So your character is already the flaw when you're going to go along with some crap like that. You got to understand. We talking about the reason we ain't get the reason we.
So hold on. I think okay. So you saying that because he made that choice, or
and he had a transgender day.
Hold on. Or he pushed a policy.
Yes.
A policy that obviously has some support.
Of course it did.
Right.
That's why I question character.
But how can you do that when say that so in order for it to get passed, it had to have support. His job at that time, you said 2018, right?
Yeah,
he was an alderman, right?
Yes.
His job was to represent the people that voted him in,
right? And I guarantee if you go in that district, a lot of those people don't even know he made that. So let me ask you this question: mm-hmm. Can a virgin be a nymphomaniac?
I ain't never met a virgin that was a nymphomaniac until after she lost her virginity.
Exactly. So there's no way she can.
So yes, she can be.
No, she cannot be a nymphomaniac.
She can have energy. You got to bring it up.
No, come on, stop. A virgin cannot be a nymphomaniac because they never had sex. They never had sex, so they can't be a nympho. There's no way she can be a nympho.
Okay. So
let
me ask you a question.
Right. So now watch this. But what if she feel like she's a nympho?
So are we talking about moral character here? Are we talking about what type of character?
We're talking about character. Yeah.
So because he supported this, right? So I'm about to eat something, right?
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Right? What is homosexuality?
Huh?
What is homosexuality?
It's an unnatural behavior.
What is homosexuality?
Unnatural behavior.
No. The definition of homosexuality is someone that has sex with the same sex, right?
Which is an unnatural behavior.
Okay, so you never masturbated?
No.
Ever?
No.
So I have.
Okay.
I was enjoying it, right?
Okay.
So
what that got to do with being homosexual?
That's not it. Right.
You just raped yourself, that's all.
I had sex with the same sex. Technically. Did I not?
No, you didn't.
Why not? Am I not a male?
Come on now. See, now you're trying to play games now.
No, I'm not playing games.
You're playing games now.
I'm just showing you how.
No.
I'm showing you how we often, right, take one thing and we only focus in on this instance and because I got a gay son.
Okay.
I got a gay son, right? And that community. Now I was never anti. Maybe I was. I don't know. Were we? No, not. Man, you know we was. Man. Yeah, I think we was.
But to each his own. But what I'm saying is this. What was your point? You said, because you masturbate.
No. He said that Chevy's character.
No, I'm going against. See, here's the problem. That this is why we have these.
Because I asked, what has he done good, and what is he weak in? So, what are his strengths and what is his weaknesses?
I don't see his strength. I can't see his strength. When you see, the problem that we have is this.
But you gotta convince other people of that.
I don't think
I'm not me.
Right? Okay, but look what he was going against.
Okay, so this what I'm saying. People.
So if
people are going to vote for him, people are going to vote for him. Right? In order for you to win, you got to get some of them votes.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
No. I don't have to get those.
I didn't say those. I said some of those.
I don't have to get none of those. But I am going to get some of those because I already got people that told me I voted for him for mayor last time, but I'm not voting for him this time. So it's not that. The problem we have is we have character flaws in a lot of areas. If I can't have my moral values, my morals, my values, and I can't say one thing and do exactly what I say, there's a problem there. So that means you will sell me out. If you're telling me one thing and you do something else, I can't trust your character. You know that from the streets. You can't trust a person's character. You be like, man, don't bring him around. I don't trust him. Why? Because he was over there doing this. You didn't question it or nothing. You be like, okay, bro, I got you. He can't come around no more. So if we can't do that on the streets and we hold each other to our word on the street, because that's all we got is our word. If we hold it, why don't we hold these elected officials to their word? He said he was going to be for the community. What has he done to do anything for the Black community to even make it better? From being an alderman to being a mayor.
We got you up here for trying to get you to
jail. I'm trying to tell you.
The difference is going
I'm trying to tell you. It starts with character. My vision, if I tell you I'm going to stay coaching basketball because those young men need to see a positive role model that wants to invest in them, I'm going to stay coaching. If I tell you I'm going to be out in the community because I know the community.
A lot of people said, well, you know, if you got our city is so messed up, you don't have time to coach.
Well,
how you gonna coach when
what? When what?
You coach 12, 13 kids. We got 15,000 kids out here running.
Okay, so why not? So when all of this going on, why ain't y'all saying that to him? Because he only show up when the cameras. So why y'all not saying that to him?
That's what you want to tell people.
Of course. Why did
but you saying that you're mayor now?
Right? No. But what I'm telling you, but listen to what I'm saying. Right. You can
tell people, you can ask the people after they voted for you, but why you ask them that?
No, would you say, all right, what I'm telling you right now, I ain't got to worry about that because here's the thing that you got to understand. When people see that you really out there to help, they'll come help.
I think you got a question, boss.
I
think you got a question.
Okay.
Let me see. I can't see these questions on here for some reason.
Because you got a head.
No, that says hide it. I think it's because they might be showing up on YouTube. KB told me I'm doing this the right way, and I'm not seeing it.
It's not on Facebook, though.
Yeah, it's not on Facebook. It's on YouTube. Yeah. So they
on Facebook on YouTube.
Took it off.
What's the question, Mom? You want to ask a question, Mom?
Is that Mother Jenkins?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, hold on. So, would you be willing to have a debate?
Of course.
Have you asked him to have a debate?
No, other people I send it up. It's going to be.
So there will be a debate with the mayor.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Mother Jenkins. Yeah. So what I'm saying is this. My vision is to be a servant mayor.
Okay.
That means I
got there. All right.
I gotta be out there. I gotta be in the community. I gotta know what's happening. I can't depend on somebody else telling me what's happening. Because one of the things that I'm finding out is those people that were supposed to tell Barrett what was going on, if they got to him, he didn't either care or it never got no results in our community. We gotta stop this looking good type of image and get in there and go to work. I'm willing to go to work. I'm willing to go into areas that really need the help. Every area is different, but I need to be able to go in and I'm versatile. I can talk to anybody. I can talk to business owners. I can talk to the thug on the street. I can talk to anybody. So I need to go out there and relate and deal with them and find out, okay, what do they need? Then I go to their alderman and say, hey, listen, I know what they need. I got somebody that's willing to help. Are you on board for this? I'm going to go to them. I'm not going to play Lone Ranger and try to step on somebody's toes. But I am going to go. If they tell me no, then I just go around them and say, okay, I'll get somebody to go in and help whichever organization or whatever community in that community that want to work. So my thing is, what you need, it's my job to make sure you got what you need. So this is what I'm saying. My vision is to be a servant mayor, a one that's working hard, one that's bringing if I can't bring everybody,
One of a kind.
I'm me. This is what I do now. I've been doing this for 30 years in this city.
I just think that your role is, if you get elected, that your role is going to change, and
I don't think so.
It has to be effective, though.
No.
I mean, I think to be
you
effective.
just said you got to have that starting five. Didn't you just say that? Yeah. And as
I'm talking about within the other half of your government.
Right, but see, I talked to a couple of them already, and I share with them this is how I'm gonna be moving, and I share with them that more money will come into the city if we're working on fixing it than it would you leaving it the way it is. So it'll come, but we just got to be the ones that's willing to work. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you and I both know ain't no Democrat or Republican gonna fix Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, you running under?
And I'm running under me.
No,
there's no
party affiliation.
No party affiliation. Okay. And so when you look at it, neither party is gonna help us. We gotta help us. We gotta look inside of ourselves and say, you know what? I like this city. We do got a great city on a great way. Okay, so you love. You see what I'm saying? So you love your city. You love your city. I love my city. Mother Jesus love her city. So what can we do coming together to make our city better? That's all it takes. That's the vision, to work together to make it better. No matter what we come around. You know, our problem is people talking about it can't happen. You know why it can't happen? Because you never tried it. And you know why you never tried it? Because everybody told you had to choose a side. And when you choose that side, that gets you stuck. Because that side tells you you're not allowed to work with this side. So you need somebody in the middle.
So you're going to bridge that gap.
We got to.
You're going to do something that hasn't been done.
Hadn't been done. And you know what that is?
Since I've been alive.
And you know what that is?
Well, I'm lying, because the Meyer, Breyer, E. Michael McKinn, that regime, which is still operating right now, they work together. You know, they work together to control this city and have some control over our communities as well. So yeah, but I haven't seen, and I've been a lot of places. I have never seen a servant mayor that.
Well, Sean, every person, political person, is a servant. Every person that works for the city of Milwaukee is a servant.
But
we all serve.
But he's saying that he's gonna redefine what a servant is.
Not redefine. I'm just going to show them what a servant really is.
Okay.
It's not redefined. See, we're not redefining anything. We're just showing what a servant really is. And how many people you'll be amazed on if he started on 77 and just started picking up garbage on 77. You'll be surprised how many people from 77 will follow him if he go all the way to 85th. Mm-hmm. But they all have the same mind. We need to pick this garbage up. Yeah. They just need one person to start it so they can do a snowball effect. You start bringing things in together. See, the Bible says you can even provoke folks to jealousy to do the right thing.
And you can go 35th to 31st of Liz, when you pick that garbage up, you come back that night, that garbage will still be up.
Well, see, when you're talking about fixing, you're also talking about fixing their mindset.
It's going to take more than just building a relationship. You're going to have to show them something. You have to give them some hope. You're going to have to change that environment. And I think that's one of the questions, well, one of the answers that we're looking for when the safety question came up. Because, everybody wants to help this person change or change their behaviors, and they go through therapy, they go through these programs, and they return to their environments and
to return back.
They don't escape.
Listen,
Sean, I'm excuse me, but I'm working for the city. You know, we pick paper.
Yep.
So regardless, in our department, we snowplow. but we also after the snow
No,
melt and all that, we need paper.
Yeah.
And so we go out, we get the pickers, we pick paper, and I didn't respect the fact of no littering till I had to pick
it up.
And so that goes with the rest of the community.
Yes.
Once you pick paper and walk miles doing it,
Once you
it'll change you.
Yes.
It'll make you respect it. So next time you in your car eating or whatever, or drinking a McDonald's cup of soda, you would think twice before you go out.
Right.
So it's the act of participation in the community, actively doing it.
But let me ask you
That changes you.
if you didn't have to pick that paper up, would you have ever picked that paper up like that?
What you mean?
If it wasn't part of your responsibility or duties to, do this after this, and you were able to see and realize, damn, man, shit, I don't want to do this shit.
Well, I can't. No. But I can't say that. I can't. It's because it is a part of my duty, and so we do it. And there's a lot of people that do it.
That's doing it right.
It's a lot of people that got boulevards in front of their homes, across on Sherman or whatever. They come out and
They don't want the garbage.
Yeah,
right.
So they pick it up. So it's a few. It's not a lot, but it's a few that does that.
Yeah.
And like I said, but if you actively do it yourself, you'll have more respect
Right.
for the cleanliness of your community.
Right.
And so that's why these guys, when they have these programs or these different things where they got the pickups during the summer and pick up paper,
Right.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. And the thing about
You did it on Atkinson.
Yeah, I know. I just said, but it changed mindsets.
It did.
Yeah.
Did it next year. The same people that were helping me clean up these yards, right? And they weren't forced, but I was paying them. Those were the ambassadors the next year. They wanted that job, right? They wanted to go through the community and help revitalize. Right?
That's how it goes.
and what happened? You changed the way they was thinking.
I changed the way, but what did I have to do to get them to participate, right?
Okay. Even if
relationships.
but wait a minute, even if
I
you
had
had
to
to
pay
pay,
some money
but
first.
It don't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It does matter because I have to get their attention.
But why do you think it matters?
Because if I wouldn't have gotten their attention, what results have been the same.
It don't matter. If you gotta pay them, then pay them that one time. Change their mindset,
I ain't got a problem with that.
and then the ambassadors, and then the next year you pay others, and then next year they be the ambassadors.
I'm not arguing against that.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing against that. But these are the same kids that I also took Wisconsin Dells and showed them something different, right?
Right.
And they got mad at me because I gave them real goat. And they went to real goat. It was a nice, medium. But yeah.
But let me say this. Let me say it this way. I worked in, like I said, I've been working in this city almost 30 years in the community, helping people get jobs, drugs, everything. And one thing that I found out is that people used to always say, "Are you going to open the door for me? Give me an opportunity." And I asked them one question: if I open the door, can you walk through it right? And if you can't, tell me what you need so I can get you through the door. Because everybody wants an opportunity. The question is, are they ready for the opportunity? Some of them might have to spend a little time. When I had got a company that was paying,
So what makes you ready for this opportunity?
because I've been doing it all my life.
You haven't ran a city yet.
I ain't ran a city, but I've been a servant all my life.
But you haven't ran a city yet.
It doesn't matter. I ran $1 million companies. So I know how. But
This ain't $1 million city. This is what's the budget?
I know what it is. But what I'm saying to you is,
What's the budget?
you
That's a lot more money.
But wait a minute. How do coaches get from college to the NFL?
You're not coaching.
That ain't what I asked you.
You're not coaching.
How did they get there?
They get hired.
By what they have already done.
They got to build a hell of a track record. They got
In all fairness, Sean,
to win.
before Barack Obama was the president of the United States,
He never, but he was never.
but what did he do?
Your battery running low.
Well, that's kind of great because it's almost time to go.
But I'm just saying, He didn't hold any big major. He didn't run the state. So I mean,
He's a senator,
he still didn't run the state. A senator don't run the state.
but they have a lot of legislative power.
Oh no. When it comes to that, Sean, only thing that matters when you come is the executive branch. So it's going to be the mayor, the governor, and the president. That's the only ones. Right. So when you talk about
the mayor, though.
Excuse me.
In Milwaukee, it's a dual government.
Okay, you got the county supervisor.
No, it's the alderman and the mayor. They run the city.
Okay, but Sean, alderman, but I'm just saying the three majors: mayor, governors, and presidents.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it is. They run cities, they run states, and then one run the country.
Right.
So that's what it is. So he didn't run a city, he didn't run a state, but he did run the country. A senator doesn't count. That's not right. I'm not saying no, it don't. He didn't run. No, he wasn't the executive branch.
He's part of a major legislative branch.
All right, but that's different.
Okay, what's this? What about Trump? He was never in none of that.
Yeah, he was never in none of that.
Okay, but Trump, the reason Trump
he only ran a business.
Yeah, and we see how he ran the country. He failed.
Oh, okay.
Some people may say
some people say
he did something. I mean, bro.
Some people say Obama failed. Do you think he
exactly
failed? Some people say Biden fell in that.
Yeah, what are they doing for us?
Stick to the basics, Sean. Yeah. It's the mayor, it's the governor, and it's the president.
But we're not talking about governor or president right now. We're talking about mayor right now, and we're talking about what you're going to do different, right?
And
to get people to vote for you that Chevy's not doing.
Well, see, that you can't put it like that. What I'm telling you is put our resume together and see who really have done things that change lives in community.
And
that's what I'm saying.
We hope that the debate will take place because then y'all get to put y'all resumes up and y'all get to answer questions that are posed from your constituents.
Right.
In an open setting. Right.
Because you just made that statement, but he never ran a city before. He made it to mayor.
He didn't run a city. He didn't. I don't think any of our mayors have ran cities before.
No.
Before they became mayor.
Right. So that's not that. So that shouldn't even be involved. That should be.
Most of them have held office before.
Okay, and they did do a great job.
County supervisors.
But they who?
Have they?
No.
No county supervisors. Just order people.
Who?
Well, there was a Congress.
Again.
Yeah. Norquist wasn't.
Right.
Pratt was a order person. Shea was an order person. I'm trying to go back to.
Yeah, but none of them been there. So you can't look at what they've been there. And the thing about it is, we got to stop let people tell us what they're going to do. And if you have not been doing it already, what are you doing that that will work?
Because we got to go. Tell people in 30 seconds why they should vote for you.
If they want a true leader, then you should vote for me. A true leader is a person. A true leader is one that doesn't look for power, but a true leader is one that want to empower the people. And as mayor, I want to empower you, that you can make the right decision for your family, for yourself. I want to make sure that doors is opening for you. If you don't know how to read, we're going to help you read so you can get you a good job, a good paying job. If you don't know how to do math, we want you to be able to do math. So, we want to do whatever it takes to make Milwaukee a better place, a safer place, a prosperous place for everybody.
I'm the capo. This is my big bro,
Top Dog.
Top Dog today. See, I told y'all sometimes he'll take, and this has been David King, man. I appreciate you for sitting in that seat because a lot of people ain't gonna come in that seat. And thank you for not taking this person because this is about the people, man. I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I don't even know if I'm gonna vote. I don't like the vote process. I don't like I just don't like our democracy right now. Period. I mean, on the local state, federal. I just think that our government is failing our people on every level, and you know, it's gonna take some work.
Well, first
Whoever
of all,
wins,
well, thank you. And the thing that we have to understand too, though, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic.
well, our republic ain't working. If you ask me,
It ain't.
right?
And it's about how we vote. You vote the wrong people in, you get what you get.
Right.
I mean, that's it.
That's right.
You know, you vote them in, and they don't give you what you're supposed to have.
I think we suffered through some war pain, man.
Oh yeah, and some people are casualty to the war.
Once again, man, we out. Till next time, peace. Subscribe to our YouTube page, Talking Sip on YouTube, because obviously Facebook don't want to share the YouTube views and comments.
I can't believe you said that Facebook
Please.
cut you off.
I can't believe that. Yeah.
On the live, they cut you off.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They for some reason I don't know, because